Hello everyone, it is that time of year again where I'm going to share with you some curriculum that I'm going to be using, and the first video in this lovely series of the curriculum that I'm using, I always share with you what I'm going to be doing over the summer. So we are sort of kind of year-round schoolers, not really, sort of kind of, okay, but I'll explain as we go. The second video that I'm probably going to do is reviewing some of the curriculum that I used last year, letting you know for each and every one of the grades of my kids. I will then go over what I'm doing this year. There's also a playlist if you need to get some inspiration. So my name is Leilani. I am a former public and private school teacher, and I am now a current homeschool mom. I have 4 kids. The youngest has Down syndrome, and I do have ADHD in the family. And I also do homeschool evaluations in the state of Florida, and I also do testing for the state of Florida as well for homeschoolers, so we can keep you guys homeschooling, basically, is to sum that up. So I'm here to help support you and guide you through this process because I'm actually going through it too. So let's get started with what I'm doing this summer. You know, I hear this a lot when I am working with parents. Do I finish the curriculum or do I stop it when I want to go into summer mode? Everybody's different. Everybody has a reason behind everything. Now, I personally, this is me, and I'm going to explain why I do what I do. I believe in finishing the book, and I finish the book through the summer. And here's why. Because we take off school during the year, whether it's like a holiday or a birthday or a vacation, or you know what? We get sick. And sickness is not planned. It happens. You know, you just don't do school that day. And if they do school that day, you don't really keep them accountable. It happens. There are also situations where they may do an assignment, but they do not do it completely. As in, like, they don't give you their best work and you have to make them go back and redo it. And that sometimes happens multiple times. And when that does happen, they get behind in their schoolwork. So here is the lesson that I want to share with my kids is that, you know, life happens, but it's not an excuse to just blow the rest of the work that you need to get done off. You need to finish. You need to come back and finish your work. If you're struggling to get through something, right, and you're succeeding, and they're succeeding at getting better at it, don't use not being able to do something properly and having to redo it as an excuse to not finish the curriculum. Sometimes they do it because it's really difficult, but you know what? The reality is sometimes they do it because they just don't want to really put in the work to do it properly the first time. So that can be a really big lesson there. Guys, seriously, you didn't do it right the first time. You got to go back and redo it. Now we've wasted time and now you're losing some of your summer because of that. The point is that I want them to make sure that if they say they're going to finish something, they're going to finish something, and not to find ways to get out of things by not giving their full effort into something. You see what I'm trying to say? So that's why we finish our curriculum. I do have one kid that did not quite finish IW. They're a little bit more than halfway done, so we are going to be pushing hard. And I made it clear to them that once all the other curriculum is done, IEW usually takes 5 days to go through one lesson. We're going to be aiming for 3. Breathing a lot of IEW this summer, but they need it, and it's good for them. So on the other end of the spectrum is when they finish a curriculum early, we are done. So Fix It Grammar, they're almost done, and we're talking mid-April into April here. By the time this video comes out, they're probably gonna be done with Fix It Grammar, and I told them you're done with grammar. We don't have to touch grammar till August 1st. Vocabulary, their vocabulary books are almost done. So seriously, we're not gonna touch it. I have a kid that's like literally got one more chapter of math, and he is like doubling up so he doesn't have to do math for the rest of the summer. All right, so we finish it, we're done. I'm not going to go back and try to like fill in to get you to a date that I picked out. That's kind of how I roll when it comes to curriculum. Now I do have, I'm going to go over this in a second. There are some things that we are going to carry through because I feel like they're very important for the summer. And there is 2 things that I'm going to be doing with them as kind of sort of unit studies, so to speak. I will talk a little bit about my youngest daughter that has Down syndrome. She's going to be moving into, I put quotes around the 2nd grade because that's where she would be if she's in the public school. However, developmentally, she is behind. And that's going to be normal for a child that has Down syndrome. Totally okay. But I am going to talk a little bit more about what I'm going to be doing with her over the summer compared to my other 3 oldest. So, things that we are going to be carrying through the summer. Obviously, their co-ops are going to be done, their extracurricular stuff, so like my daughter who's in musical theater, my sons that do archery and track, their stuff is going to be done for the summer. And that's great because that gives us a little bit more breathing to do stuff. However, we are going to be carrying through some things. Now, my son plays the drums, and both of my boys are learning piano. My daughter learns piano too, but she actually wants to pick up the cello. So we are going to have them continue work through a musical instrument, playing a musical instrument through the summer. That's going to happen. Second thing, devotionals. Devotional is not really necessarily schoolwork. It's like life, okay? We need to learn how to commit ourselves and discipline ourselves to be doing some kind of Bible study, devotional, or reading something for faith, to inspire us, for God to speak to us, to pray, those kind of things, because part of the devotional is praying time. Now, we use Not Consumed Ministries, which is, if you know who Not Consumed Ministries are, they are very, very phenomenal. That's not correct English. It's phenomenal. Yeah. And I love them because they've got so much material that you can pull from and pick from. And if you've gone through all of it, like us, they're constantly coming out with new material. It's great. And here's a little suggestion. If you do use Not Consumed, try to do the same curriculum that your kids are doing. I don't know, there's just something so special about walking through the same exact Bible study that your kids are doing at the same exact time, because you're going to talk about it through the day. And you're going to think about it through the day. And your prayers together with them are going to mention some of those things. So I really love Not Consumed Ministry. And the goal right now is to continue using it. I know sometimes that they're like, I'm so done with this, and maybe we'll take a break and try a different devotional or a different strategy of Bible study in the mornings. But right now, that's kind of where we are. I'll let you know as we go. The other thing that we are going to continue is our Bible studies. My husband actually is the scholar of the family when it comes to the Bible. I say surprise, surprise, but I mean, both of us are kind of really big in theology. I love it. So I don't know where he gets it from. And I feel like I should put a link once I find out. But this is what they look like. So the kids, they're actually going through the Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. And we go to a Messianic congregation, and there's kind of like a rotation where you go through those 5 books once a year. And so we're doing that rotation. Of course, I believe this is a Messianic curriculum. I really hope it is. I'm trusting that it is. I think it is because I've heard them talk about it a lot, actually. And I will leave a link down in the description box below, but there's some terms and there's some Hebrew in there that they are learning. By the way, the rotation is called a parsha, if you wanted to know. Either way, the point is we're not stopping Bible, and this is what we're using. It is very, very, very deep. I mean, this one's for Leviticus 12 through the end of 13. It gives you a summary. We will learn how to interpret the main theme of a parsha, which is the weekly reading. Make a thematic connection to it. Learn how to gain greater understanding. So there's a lot of themes. This really pushes themes. My husband had them write. He has them write like poetry and, I don't even know. He's got some names for it. I don't know. But the point is understanding themes and how Jesus goes through all of this. When it comes to Leviticus is pretty tough. A lot of people have a hard time seeing Jesus through Leviticus, but he's there. He's there. So, and this definitely talks about it. Of course, at the end, the kids have kind of like some matching, some fill in the blank. So I know that on Mondays they have to actually read the section that they're going to be studying for the week. And they write a summary on it, and they have to turn it into their father by Tuesday night. So then on Wednesday afternoon, they sit down for an hour, and they go through everything, and they go through these worksheets. And they kind of continue for Wednesday and Thursday, and then Friday he gives them a quiz. I'm telling you, my husband's pretty intense with this, okay? And we're going to carry it through the summer. I know he will. It's really important so that they learn these things and it sticks with them for the rest of their lives. Okay, so besides those things, and yes, we are doing some traveling. We're camping this summer. I am working 2 conventions. We are going to go through 2 things that I felt were very super important. Oh yeah, and besides the work that we're carrying through and that they have to finish up. So the first thing, y'all, my kids' spelling just started slacking this year. Like all of them, the 3 oldest ones. I am busting out the All About Spelling books, okay? So I used to brag on this channel how great my kids were at spelling, and that is because we used All About Spelling. But we went through level 1 and we went through level 2. And we stopped at level 2, right? We didn't go on any further. Why? They were great spellers. But see, the words get harder to spell. And there's new rules and there's new blends and vowel combinations that they gotta learn. But they didn't learn it because we didn't get past level 2. So we gotta get back down to the foundations, okay? Basics. We might review a little bit of level 1 and we might review a little bit of lesson 2, or level 2, I should call it. But I bought level 3. And we are going to do this. We're going to get to be better spellers and not just rely on Alexa. I love All About Spelling. And one of the questions that I get asked a lot from parents when it comes to All About Spelling is, can my teenager start All About Spelling? They're a horrible speller. I don't know what to do about their spelling curriculum. Yes, start at level 1, guys. Listen, it's level. It's not grade. I'm going to show you. If you have a 14-year-old and you need to start them with All About Spelling because they might have mild dyslexia or mild dysgraphia, or they might have they're just not a good speller and they forgot everything, okay? Start them at level 1. You're going to get the level 1 book, you're going to get the level 1 box, and you're going to have them start memorizing their sounds. So they see the R, they go They might already know these things, okay? They see the L, they go L. Now the hard ones will see the letter O, and now they're going to have to memorize O, U, These are basic sounds. And then they're going to build off of that. They might get level 1 done in like 6 weeks because they're older than a kindergartner. They're older than a first grader. This is going to be easier for them to memorize and to create some of these words and spell them, okay? But they're getting the foundation down. Level 2 might take 6 weeks. Level 3 might take 10 weeks. I don't know. We're going to really push level 3 through the summer. And hopefully my kids will be better spellers and I won't have to worry about it too much, because I will admit that as amazing as All About Spelling is, it does take time to sit and do. And so we're going to have all 3 of the kids sit down and do it together. Do the spelling test together. Do the spelling learning together. We're all knocking this out. If I get level 4, I'll get level 4. My kids just got to get better. Next, there's an interview. I'm going to put a link to this guy's interview. I fell in love with this curriculum and I bought it and I didn't know how I was going to teach it to him. So it is called, Evolution, the Grand Experiment. It's actually it does. It disproves evolution and why evolution is wrong. He does tons of research. It is supposed to, okay, so if you do this book and you do the Living Fossils book right here, these 2, it is a full high school credit. I don't think there's no labs. It's not a lab. So I know a lot of these people, you know, when they want to do like biology with a lab. This is more of like a science elective class, but it's really important. And so what I decided to do is, now Masterbooks does sell it, but you can also get it from his website. It's kind of the same thing. I went through his website because I wanted to support him and not go through a third party, because I thought he did a phenomenal job. And on top of that, I got like a signed autographed one, which is kind of cool. Whatever. It's cool. Okay, let me think it's cool. I love this. And there's DVDs. I got the DVDs, okay? You can stream them. You can do it off his website. But me, I got the DVDs. Plus, sometimes it's just easier to stick it in the DVD player. All right, I'm just saying sometimes it is. Instead of trying to wait there to, I don't know, all this technology, sometimes it's just easier to go old school because it's faster and it's just right there and simpler. I'm just saying. I got it on DVD, okay? So it is a curriculum. We're not going to be able to go through all of it this summer. I thought I could, but like it's a full high school credit. And you can do it with middle schoolers. I think he was saying that like 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. It's great for that age range. And because I have 2 boys, one's going to be 7th grade and one's going to be in high school, 9th grade, I decided that I would possibly make this a night once a week where we can invite some of their friends over. They can, and I'll tell their parents straight up, this is what we're doing. If you buy the curriculum, you want to do it, you can get a half semester of high school credit for it. Totally counts. Especially if you get the workbook. Here's the workbook. Do the workbook. Come to my house. We'll read through the chapters. We'll watch the DVD. We'll have some really fun discussions. And you can get high school credit. There's actually 4 books. He was saying that it's one of these books that you open it up and you just keep reading because it's such an easy read. And it really is. All the chapters are very bite-sized. It kind of reminds me a lot of what Apologia looks like on the inside. You know, lots and lots of pictures. But it is definitely high school material. I have to share with you some of these things. So yes, Masterbooks does sell it. But you can get it. I'm going to put a link to his website down below. I will. And the little thing to know about Masterbooks, and I seem to see this like across the board, science is definitely one of their strong points. But with science, they are connected with Answers in Genesis, and they do use their curriculum, and they will use a lot of scientists that work for Answers in Genesis, but they also use a lot of independent, creation-based scientists that write their own curriculum. For example, this guy right here, Dr. Carl Warner, he does not work for Answers in Genesis, but Masterbooks sells this curriculum. Same is true for Dr. Jason Lyle. He has the Logic curriculum and the Stargazer's Guide curriculum. He used to work for AIG, but he doesn't. Now he's with Biblical Science Institute. There are, like, you'll get, like, the high school astronomy that they have. That's Danny Faulkner, Dr. Danny Faulkner. He has Answers in Genesis. Same with the forensics. She's from Answers in Genesis. But there are a lot of other independent scientists. And they teach, and by the way, even though they're in their own little field, they have their own unique way of teaching that subject matter. That's what's interesting about Masterbooks. You can find a lot of really good resources there, and actually once you see an author that you really like, you can dig into their actual ministry and find more material that you can pull from. And I absolutely really like this guy. So do check out the interview with him, and yeah, that's what we're doing for our summer. Other than that, we're going to be at the pool a lot because we live in Florida, and we're going to go camping in North Carolina, which I'm really excited about. And I also know I'm going to see a lot of you guys because I am doing a lot of evaluations this summer, like a lot. I booked you guys a lot. And if you don't have, like, if you can't find a day opened on my Calendly, you know what, just try to reach out to me. And I do have a couple hidden dates that I didn't put out on Calendly just to kind of save for emergencies. So yeah, I'm here for you guys, the best that I can possibly be without taking away time from my family. Oh, I did say that I was going to talk about Naomi really quick. I'm just going to keep going with her therapy. She does 9 therapy sessions a week. And we're going to continue. We're taking her to a Bluey dance camp because she's like totally obsessed with Bluey. And then we are going to be just working through the same curriculum, same everything. Summer Slide is like for real, okay? We have to do repetition all the time anyway with her. So, yeah, we're not going to stop. Just saying. We're going to keep going. And that's basically it. So thank you guys for watching, and all the links and stuff are down below. The playlist is right here if you're interested in seeing past videos on what curriculum I'm using. All right, thank you guys so much. Bye.